What's up everybody, Brian Mann here, hands-on auto training, end of day. This is November 4th, 2021. Tip of the day, I'm working on a Transit full size here, and I had a lot of problems when I first started trying to communicate with this computer. We've got a brand new replacement Ford computer. We're already in the middle of our programming here. At the next step, it just started saying to turn the ignition back on. Guys, I was first starting out plugged into the DLC here, which is not, this is not the real DLC. And then I thought, well, I know I gotta be smarter when I'm working on. I unplugged this connector down here and I plugged into this DLC, but this was not the actual DLC for the vehicle. There's still one more piggyback on this thing. So on these Ford Transit vans, if you get into the connector with a fabric connector or the DLC with a fabric tape on the wires, you'll be in good shape. I kept on getting this error where it was saying improper vehicle loaded or wrong vehicle session, try again. So that's what we're doing here. We're going ahead and programming this. It says turn the ignition on, it already is on. And it's going to do the configuration. I'm hoping it doesn't ask me a bunch of questions. The whole reason I wanted to plug into the original computer when I started this job was so that we had all the same configuration. Sometimes when you're working on these bigger conversion buses and stuff like that, you get weird stuff. I've done lots of body control modules where I've programmed off of as-built data, and I get weird functions and things don't work right. But if I plug in the original and basically do a PMI with the original plugged in, it's much better. So there's our calibration ID. We're going to take a screenshot of that one real quick. Just grab a screenshot here. Save that. That's our proof that we programmed it with this calibration ID, and hit the next button here. As you see, I'm up to 123.06. I thought I might have had a problem with my IDS software, so I updated it, and all kinds of baloney. Spent a little bit of time here messing around. So right now, I don't think we're going to have a vehicle that starts and runs. Let me turn this key off for a little bit, turn it back on. I'm not sure about the security on these Transits. Some of them have security, a PAT system, some of them don't. And we have a no crank, no start situation. So we're going to have to do PATS learn here. We're going to go right into our, let's see, we're going to go to our body, security, PATS functions. It's hard for me looking for through the camera screen to see what I'm doing. Won't lie about that. And that is our VIN number. Yes. And this will take 10 minutes. So I'll show you that error that we were having before. This is the error I was getting. Current session does not match the vehicle. And that was all because of this aftermarket baloney that's installed. I'll see you guys in about 8 minutes or so. All right, we're nearing completion of our theft learn. I'm thinking this is just going to be a parameter reset. I'll be the first one to tell you, I have not programmed one of these Transit vans yet. It's the first time for me, I believe, here. It's funny, I may have forgotten if I have, but I really don't recall it. So test is complete. Let's go ahead and click on this. And security access is granted. Check. And parameter reset, PCM, BCM. That's probably what we want because we don't have to add keys. The keys must be stored in the body control module. Let's click on this. And yes, I do. Operation successful. Perfect. Click on this. And we're going to go ahead and exit from this menu. Turn the ignition off. Check. So apparently that's all good there. Let's give it a whirl. So this vehicle apparently was stalling sometimes. So I'm going to turn the key on one time and then I'm going to turn it off. It would stall after a long period of time or have a low power situation from what I hear. We've got ourselves a runner. That's a beautiful thing. Let's go ahead and check all our codes. Just so you know, before we did have these codes in a powertrain control module for transmission fluid temperature, sensor A over temperature. So interesting stuff. Go ahead here and clear these and refresh this. All right, guys, we got ourselves a runner here. I'm happy about that. I would call this a definite rookie mistake. You know, really I just unplugged the first one that I saw. I thought that would take care of it, so I didn't investigate further. I've ran into many times in the past where I've not unplugged something and I thought I learned my lesson, but now I know to look even further than just the first one I find. So good things to know. And we have no codes in our PCM. Next up, we had a 2016 GMC Savannah Chevy Express that had a new transmission. This was a 6-speed installed. No problems there, gravy train. Hey everybody, I was at a shop and I wanted to share this with you. I had somebody asking me, how do I save information so fast when I'm doing my invoices and stuff like that. Guys, this is a Logitech 705. I think it's an M705 mouse. Pretty cool stuff, but you got a couple extra programmable buttons, and it's also got the hyper scroll wheel. I don't know if you can see, but this wheel, when you scroll this thing, it'll just go forever, or you can lock it and be like standard scrolling. What I want to share with you is this programmable button here, the first button. I have this as Windows Shift S, so it does a screenshot, and then I have this one set as Control S. So if you watch here, if I go ahead and hit this button, it brings up the Windows snippet screen. I do this, and then I click on this, and then I click on this, and I can save it just like that. That's how fast it is. So you can really increase your speed. You can really make really fast snippet screenshots, and that's how I do it, and just attach them to the work order that fast. Super easy to do, not hard. All right, we got ourselves a 2013 Dodge Dart. I got called out because the odometer was flashing. The shop had replaced the battery, and that's normal sometimes. You got to do a proxy alignment configuration in order to get the odometer to stop flashing. Well, when I got here, the only code that I had was this ECU configuration mismatch, VCM not configured. This was the only code I had. Right now I got a bunch of other codes because I have a lot of stuff disconnected, like these panel dimmer, ambient headlamp, and all that. Let me see what else. Yeah, those are fine. But I did not have this code, this lost communication with the convergence telematics module, missing message. I didn't have this code until I unplugged that module. Going back to the topology here, this CTM, this is a convergence telematic control module. This basically puts the USB signals. I guess there's a CD player, a USB or a connection, a micro card reader, all in the glove box here. Let me see if I can show you. We got a CD player right there, and down here there is a micro SD card reader and a USB port there, and also I think there's another USB port somewhere, but we had no communication with that module. I tried to do a proxy alignment configuration and it booted me out. So I actually got I don't own a Load Pro, guys, but this is my version of a Load Pro. I take my little 194 bulb, which is enough for most things. I put that there, as you see. I can test my powers and grounds like that. I just put those probed right in there. It works out pretty well. Right now we're on the CAN bus. This is CAN low, medium, I think it's medium speed, or I'm not sure which one, intermediate, high speed, whatever. But that module is way back in there. Let me see if I can zoom for you. It is bare to get to. I mean, I'm probed into the connector right there, but the module's on a bracket that lives kind of up further. It's really difficult to get to. So I just have to test the other CAN bus to this, and if that's good, the next, the flow chart's basically saying replace the module. They do want me to unplug it and ohm test the wires for less than 5 ohms. I'm pretty confident with a signal like this, we're going to be okay all the way up here, but we'll see. And just to show you, I'm using a combination of Identifix and all data here. But basically I want you to test the power and the ground circuits, make sure that the music module's not communicating, and then test the CAN bus, and then replace the module. So I think that's almost positive that's where we're going to be going. We've got good power, good ground, and we're going to double check. That's our CAN low, our CAN intermediate high speed. That's going to be a white and dark green, and white and dark green, that's pin 14. So next to 1's the red, 22's the black, that's our ground. Number 4 was our CAN bus, and number 14 we got to go to, 1, 12, 13, 14. 12, 13, 14 right there. All right, took a second, but we are probed in that. So I'm calling a module on this thing. I went ahead and plugged that module back in, and it's very interesting that the BCM still has a configuration code, but this loss of communication with the telematics, convergence telematics control module is stored now. But on the YTech, it still pops up as a unresponsive module. If we click on the legend here, non-responsive. So I'm calling a module, we'll see what happens. The last job of the day was a 2003 Chevy Suburban. This vehicle had a new transfer case and a new encoder motor installed, and the problem was it wouldn't shift into four-wheel drive high, I guess. I'm not sure exactly why, but the customer stated they found TSB saying to update the transfer case control module and you know, the problem be solved. And to my surprise, it was. I used to run into these many moons ago. I haven't seen any of these recently, but it's been a while. So I was happy that once we got it programmed, it was no problem there. It went into four-wheel high. Everybody, I thank you for watching. Tomorrow we have our U-Scope giveaway for anybody that's a member of the Core or Premium membership site. You'll be entered into the drawing to win the U-Scope. So check that out. I appreciate everybody's support. Hit the notification bell, like, subscribe. You know what to do. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.